Hi everybody and welcome to another piano review here at Miriam Pianos. My name is Stu Harrison and today I'm going to be reviewing an instrument that quite frankly I never expected to see on this channel. We generally try and keep the reviews focused on 88 note weighted pianos because we're just kind of nerdy like that. Our interests are usually with the instruments that are out there trying to emulate pianos, or of course acoustic pianos themselves. We've got tons and tons of, probably getting close to 100 reviews of just acoustic pianos. And so why on earth am I sitting in front of a 3 or 4 octave, whatever this is, Casio CTK 2550? Well, the answer is pretty simple, because this thing is selling thousands of units all over the world. I thought to myself, well, we're a piano channel. Why on earth would we be avoiding something that so many people clearly have an interest in and there's a need for? So I bought one, and here we are reviewing it. We typically start with piano action or piano tone. All of that is, to be honest, pretty irrelevant when we're talking about this little guy, because for what it is and the price you're getting, I have to admit, it's a lot of fun. The way that they've laid this keyboard out is very straightforward. I generally like an instrument that I don't have to look at the instruction manual once to find my way around. And this one I was able to more or less figure out how to navigate successfully in about 15 minutes of just playing around with it. And I guess also relying on a history of being familiar with how these instruments usually are organized and what they're doing to kind of create the user interface. And it is a ton of fun. I was really, really surprised. It's kind of organized into 3 sections, and they've color-coded this so it's really easy to understand what you are looking at. You've got the tone settings, you've got the rhythm settings, you've got sound bank, and then what I thought was kind of ridiculous, to be honest, at first, wound up being the most fun of all, which is this function mode which they call dance music. What I can't figure out is why dance music isn't a 4th, teal button, since it's its own mode. Who knows? Doesn't matter. We've got dance music. So we're really going to cover those 4 modes, and I'm just going to give you sort of some general impressions of this instrument. The cost of this makes it accessible, obviously, for a lot of Western markets, but I have a feeling that a good number of buyers of this Casio CTK 2550 or similar instruments are probably going to markets all around the world where access to more expensive instruments is probably a bit of a challenge. I know that I've seen these types of instruments when I'm vacationing, in Cuba or somewhere else, and you'll walk into a resort. I love seeing music anytime I'm going anywhere, and sometimes you will see local bands who may not have the budget or the means, to access better instruments, but just unbelievable musicians themselves. And there's usually one person in the band who's working with something like this to fill out the sound. And so I think it's great. The more that I get used to this, the more I see the value for $100 or something like this, to be able to have such musical fun. It's great time. It's also battery operated, which means you don't even have to plug it in. You can throw in probably a whole bunch of either AA's or maybe C cells. I haven't even looked, but I do know that battery operated is a possibility. So let's listen to this CTK 2550. Oh, and I'm also going to turn off. There you go. It's not weighted. This is definitely like a spring-loaded action. So on top of not being weighted, it's also not touch sensitive. No matter how hard or how soft I play, I'm getting exactly the same response. So First word of advice or caution for parents out there who aren't maybe musicians themselves and aren't really sure how important things like touch sensitivity and weighted are. They're really important if you're buying something for your child as a practice instrument and you're working with a student, or sorry, a teacher, and you're going to be taking this seriously. Do not get this. This is not going to do anybody any favors in terms of development of technique and development of sort of a dynamic language as a player. Not going to work. However, if you're already a player, and this is kind of more of a fun or a functional thing, or if you're just exploring piano for the very first time and maybe this is pre-lessons, maybe this is something where as a parent you're just trying to plunk it into the house and see whether there's a musical spark there with your son or daughter, that I would definitely get behind. There are 400 different tones. And so we're on the main stereo grand piano right now. And as we go up, there's another grand piano, bright piano. Oh, it's almost kind of a poppy piano. Yeah. Ran out of notes there on the bottom one. String piano, so on and so forth. I'm obviously not going to go through all 400, but you've got all the different categories. Electric piano, 015. All kinds of really cool stuff. Now let's move on to the rhythm function. This is an intelligent accompaniment. So if we do the rhythm and now we're going to turn on the accompaniment and press start. Oh yeah. And so I'm using my left hand to define the harmony. You can hear me. So now we're in a minor, back to a major. And so all the controls for the rhythm are over here on the left. They're pretty well marked. It takes a couple of minutes to decode exactly what they've got going on. But you've got fills. So you sort of got a normal and a variation that you can alternate back and forth between. And it's all synced, so you can't really hit these buttons at a bad time and have it, mess up the meter. I can't stop the head bob, I'm sorry. And anyway, I think you get the idea. All kinds of rhythms, 100 different rhythms, and crossing lots of different cultural backgrounds as well. You've got Indian, you've got European, Latin, world, pops, dance, ballad, yeah, all kinds of stuff. And of course you can stop it. The song bank is 60 songs that are preloaded onto this, and this goes through, just like rhythms, all sorts of different cultural backgrounds to some of these. Amazing Grace, Greensleeves, but then you've got Turkish March, Pachelbel's Canon. Some of the stuff, I apologize, I can't even pronounce this properly, so I'm not even going to try. Looks like German. And then some user songs that I guess you can load in here with the app, which you can connect by USB. So you've got the song bank, but let me get to the funnest part of all, in my humble opinion, which is the dance music. This took a second for me to figure out what was going on, but once I did, tons of fun. So if you press the dance music, there are these, and we'll make sure to get some B-roll here, but there's all of these little icons in front of about the bottom half of the keyboard which allow you to control this dance music function. So you've got 3 different drum beats that you can choose from for every one of the 50 dance music templates or presets. Then you've got 3 different bass lines, and then you've got 6 different sort of accompanying synth patterns, and you can have 2 going at once. So you can choose between synth 1 A, B, or C, and then synth 2 A or B, C. And then you've got all of these effects as well. So I'll just kind of demonstrate how this works. So let's get some drums going on here. And you can turn it off as well. So these all kind of act like on-off buttons now. So we'll get that going on. Now let's get some bass. Let's try a different bass line. And now let's add one of the synth 1 parts. This is synth 1A. Here's 1B. Pretty fun. Let's add a second synth part. Which leaves the top half for you to play over. Get how fun this could be. Like hours of your life just gone. And there's 50 of these ones. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, anyway, I don't even know if my editor let that go all the way to the end because I was kind of getting lost in the fun. So that's the dance music function. So you've got tones, you've got rhythms, you've got the ability to play back songs, and then this really crazy dance music thing, which is honestly, it's so much fun. The navigation is really easy. Yes, you're not dealing with touch sensitivity. Yes, you're not dealing with a weighted keyboard. But you've got USB out of here. You've got, you know, you can use the headphone jack as a line out, which is what we're doing right now. So you're getting nice clean sound into an interface. It's super lightweight. I mean, this thing feels like it's maybe 7 or 8 pounds. It is so light, like not even a problem with one hand. Not that I'm a strong guy or anything, but even for me, that's ridiculously light. You could put that in a bag on your back and walk blocks to a gig if there was a gig where this was, you know, the right fit. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this look inside the CTK 2550. Not the type of instrument you usually see us doing here on the channel, but one that's the popularity of this instrument caught our eye, and we thought, why not have a look at it? Let's see what this is all about. Yes, it's not a piano, it's a keyboard, but does that make it an invalid musical experience? Heck no. This is a lot of fun in the right setting, in the right context. So like I said, really my only word of caution here is when you're looking at these lower prices as a parent, I know it's tempting to sort of find a review that says, yeah, that's great for lessons, and you feel like you're sort of off the hook from spending any more. You'd be better off to make sure you're getting 88 notes weighted, even if you're going online to do used through, you know, Craigslist, Kijiji, whatever it is. I would still say that's better if the intent is to have the instrument be a primary practice instrument. That weight and that full key set is so important to developing good, you know, finger technique and muscle control. This isn't going to do that, but this could very well be something that's going to spark that first musical interest. Or if you're already a musician and this is kind of either a on-the-fly supplemental instrument that you're using on gigs, or need something portable for a trip to take with you, or even to do some writing with, I could see all of those being well served by the CTK 2550. So thank you so much for checking out another review here at Miriam Pianos. My name is Stu Harrison. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, we'd really love if you did because we love making these videos, and it's great when you have a chance to see them and you get those notifications and you leave us a comment. Lets us know we're kind of, you know, doing stuff that people appreciate and people enjoy. And once again, we are coming from my house. We're not able to get into the studio. We're not able to get into the piano store right now. We are in the middle of the very, very serious COVID-19 pandemic, but we wanted to still keep bringing you material, and so here we are. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you back for more next time. Sun is rising, feel the warmth of